Today, I'm playing a Bant Bogles. Now, you've probably seen the thumbnail, the title, and you already know this list went 5-0. Now, I didn't actually mean to play this list. This was me. This was an accident. I was actually streaming at the time, and I was planning on playing League with Spirits, a Bant Spirits list, and accidentally clicked on this list, and then I was locked, and I played it out and managed to get the 5-0. So really good. List-wise, personally, I look at this list and it's an unpolished list. I'll go through a deck tech in a moment, but we go through. We have a lot of matchups. We do reasonably well. A couple of misplays along the way. But yeah, for the most part, it seems like there might be some merit to playing Bant. Quite possibly. So if you want to see an updated list, which I spent a decent amount of time working on with my good friend Alex, stay tuned till the end. Once the league is concluded, I'll go into a deck tech and have a suss, and you can see my thoughts from where we are currently to going forward. So this list wise, we have got 11 hexproof creatures here. So our 8 1-drops between Bogle, Scout, and our 3 invisible stalkers at 2 mana there. Now Bogle obviously can be played off both green and blue mana. So your island, your hallowed fountain, your Seachrome Coast, they can play your Bogle, but they can't play your Glade Cover Scout. So Temple Garden, Breeding Pool, Razorverge Thicket, and Horizon Canopy. And also Waterlog Grove, Forest. Those are your cards. They're going to be the ones that can play your Glade Cover Scout. Now, this land base I've got here is a little bit awkward. I'm not going to get into the details here. If you want to see a better mana base, stay tuned until the end of the video, and I'll go through my updated list then. Now, aura-wise, we've of course got our Ethereal Armor over here, so 1/1 first strike. Staple in any Bogle deck. No matter what color you're playing, this is a staple. Arcane Flight, so 1/1 flying for 1 blue mana. Sort of like Boros Burn, but it gives a point of toughness. Downside is you can't return it from your graveyard to the battlefield, so a little bit weaker against Chalice. Upside is it pitches to Force of Negation. It gives you that point of toughness, which can be important for a variety of reasons. Anger of the Gods, Plague Engineer, things like that. Or just having an extra stat of toughness on your flying creature so that your opponent with their own flying creature can't chump block you out. Or when I say chump block you out, can't block you effectively and make you lose your creature. Now we've got Curious Obsession, of course. So Curious Obsession is 1/1 when it deals combat damage to a player, the creature that is. You may draw a card. Beginning of your end step, if you didn't attack this turn, sacrifice Curious Obsession. So here with this list currently, Arcane Flight's pretty much taking the slot of Griffspoon from my green-white list, and Curious Obsession is pretty much taking the spot of Hyena Umbra, right? So a lot of blue auras in this list. Now I've got Rancor here. Rancor, obviously fantastic card. Gives you +2 and trample. When it goes to the graveyard from the battlefield, return it to its owner's hand. Reasons why Rancor is great is it doubles our most aggressive attack in the game, which is a turn 2 attack for 5. So either 2 Rancors, 2 Ethereal Armors, or 1 Rancor, 1 Ethereal Armor is a turn 2 attack for 5. An aggressive attack like that is very, very important in just getting you free games. It really is. Now over here for 2 mana, of course, we've got the other staple of hexproof decks, which is Daybreak Coronant. That, of course, is a 4 of. So 3/3 first strike, vigilance, lifelink, and all that glitters. So basically just a 2 mana Ethereal Armor, but it doesn't give you first strike, so that's a little bit sad. Interaction package. So we've got the 4 Path to Exiles. Obviously those are going to be important against these Shadow and Scourge decks, some creature combo decks as well. And then we've got Force of Negations and Stubborn Denials. These are going to be important against combo decks, like obviously against Amulet you can counter a Summoner's Pact and an Amulet, an Engineered Explosives, cards like that. Against Cryptic decks, you know, you can force away their Cryptic command. It's exiled. they can't Mystic Sanctuary lock you if you exile their spells. So if you Stubborn Denial, they kind of can, but Stubborn Denial is good. Because let's say you're holding like Daybreak Coronet and you need to play Daybreak Coronet on turn 3 and attack for lethal. Stubborn Denial is good because if your opponent has the Cryptic Command mana, I guess it would be a turn 4 attack really, but if your opponent has the Cryptic Command mana, they can't counter tap or they can't counter draw. You counter their Cryptic with your Stubborn Denial, the Daybreak resolves, you attack, you win. Really, really sweet interaction there. I do like Stubborn Denial in the face of like control decks. I think it's stronger than Force. Force is like better against a combo deck that's gonna combo off while you're tapped out. Something like Tron as well, which plays Khan. They pay 7 mana for their Khan Liberated. You know what? Counter it. Not gonna happen. Alright, sweet. So, sideboard-wise, sideboard's a little bit all over the place here. I do have Graveyard Hate in this one. This current like graveyard sideboard package is geared towards Lurrus as a companion, but I actually removed Lurrus as a companion. Obviously, I didn't tune the list. This was just left over from a while ago, and I accidentally clicked on it. But Soulguard Lantern, so enters the battlefield, exile a card from a graveyard, or target card from a graveyard. You can tap it to exile each opponent's graveyard while sacrificing the Soulguard Lantern, or you can tap it, pay 1 mana, and sack the Soulguard Lantern to draw a card. So obviously with Lurrus, you can put it into your graveyard, get it back. It's a graveyard hate piece which can just draw you cards if you don't need to use it for its graveyard bit. So that's really sweet interaction. Or maybe you cash in its graveyard piece, and then you're just looking to get some value later on in the game when you play Lurrus. It's perfectly good as well. Seal of Primordium, artifact and enchantment destruction. On an enchantment, on a permanent, so you can return it with Lurrus. Obviously no Lurrus here though. I do think Seal has its merit though. Get into that a bit later. A Gadok Teeg, obviously big for against Tron decks mostly. A few other niche matchups and some control matchups where it's quite good as well. But yep, that's the Gadok Teeg. So Damping Sphere over here as well against Storm, against Tron. This was, I refined this list at the time when I was trialing, like, instead of 3 Gadok Teegs, 2 Gadok Teegs, 1 Damping Sphere. That way you wouldn't legend roll yourself. You'd have a permanent which didn't get destroyed by Walking Ballista. And you also had the niche where it's good against, like, the Storm matchup as well. Overall, I just ended up going back to 3 Gadok Teeg after that. It's just better forcing them to have the Walking Ballista. It's not as common at the moment. Gadok Teeg is just a way more powerful effect than Damping Sphere. Hushbringer, this is mostly in there for things like Heliod Combo. Obviously, against other forms of combo, it's quite good as well. Devoted Company Combo. Even against the Upsal Spells deck, this has relevance because the Salvage Titan ability is going to cost 2 more to cast. So 2 mana, normally they curve out and win on turn 2 or win on turn 3, and they do it for exact mana, and Suppression Field's going to slow all of that down. Torpor, obviously good against creature decks, with ETBs like Skyclave Apparition. Also good against the Kiki Combo with Deceiver Exarch, which we do actually verse this league, spoiler. And this card is much better than Hushbringer against them and their Lightning Bolts, right? And Hushbringer, Leyline of Sanctity as well, as a 4-of, for Jund decks, for discard decks, all of those sorts of things. So this is the list I end up running. So yep, get into the league shortly. Alright, so we get into the match here. We win the Dara up against Nazar. And this is the hand we get. We realize we're on Bant Bogles. But you know what? This is a pretty good hand. We can get turn 1 Hallowed Fountain. Play out our Bogle off the blue. Then look to Curious Obsession next turn. So we go ahead and do that. Play out our Bogle and pass. Goes to our opponent. We play a Field of the Dead in tapped. So this is where we draw a Windswept here. So that's another, potentially gets us more blue mana, right? and go ahead and fetch. And at this point I realize that I don't have a second Hallowed Fountain in the deck, which is a little bit awkward for this turn. And I go ahead, cast my Curious Obsession, and this gets met by a Force of Negation pitching Snapcaster Mage. So naturally I throw down the Boros Burn attack for 2 and then end my turn. Field of the Dead, okay, sure. Opponent forces that, no, that's super lame. Pitching Snapcaster Mage, alright, so get in there. Definitely sucks losing our Curious Obsession there, that would have been a good one to resolve. As it is, we get down these other auras, we get to attack. Looks like our opponent is, I don't know, setting up a fetch land. Maybe I should play my scout there instead, because reasons not to play it are Remand, reasons to play it are Mana Leak, or our opponent playing Teferi next turn, so then we can attack it with another creature. It's probably overall right to play this scout. I didn't there, but we'll see if we get punished. Mystic Sanctuary, so no punish. It's good. And Stubborn Denial. Oh, Stubborn Denial was fantastic here. Let's go. Good deck. Alright, try to play Scout second main. Oh, maybe that's wrong. Like, if our opponent verdicts, we can't counter it. Yeah, okay. A little bit loose. We'll see what happens. Obero. Sure, and we just draw an aura. Yes. Oh man, I can't cast that. Go to combat. Opponent, are you doing Cryptic? Looks like a Cryptic. Cryptic, tap, draw. Like, super not interested in that happening. I'd rather put my opponent to 1. That's like so stupid, man. That is so dumb. Really? Alright, well, let's try and resolve this Daybreak Coronet and attack for the win. Opponent should be on 1 life and they should be dead here. Instead, Cryptic eats the spell and they draw a card. Alright. Counter tap, sorry. Yeah, okay. Dude, that's so lame. I cast Stubborn Denial. Why does it skip to my attack step? That doesn't make any sense. That's so dumb. It is so unbelievably dumb. It's not a terrible one. Alright, let's just play that one out. Attacking the F5. You got another Cryptic. You got your 3rd Cryptic, really? Holy shit, man. As if. This guy literally has to be the luckiest guy in existence. I skip an attack step and my opponent rips his 3rd Cryptic into Mystic Lock with an Uro. So that's great. That's so dumb. We have like a slight window. Is our opponent not casting Uro? Casting Uro's second main. Alright, so tap all creatures, return Mystic Sanctuary. They're not gaining a card off of that. And unless they have another draw effect, I guess Uro is their draw effect. Lightning Bolt, sure, whatever. Don't care about that. Not playing Stalker there. I want to play around Mana Lake if we can. So now Cryptic goes on top. Our opponent attacks for 2. I'm pretty sure they're going to cast Uro second main finally. No. Man, this is reserved as anything. It's almost like they know this path is in hand. If they got the 4th Cryptic, that'd be actually insane. Cool. Let me on down. Bounce land, sure. Maybe I should play these creatures to chump block the zombie token. Maybe I should just path the zombie token in end step. I want to save path for Uro though. Okay, so save path, look to play creatures. Cryptic, tap bounce, attack, sure, whatever. See what our opponent does to this, because obviously we can chump block now, so they can't just like spam their stupid line. This way we'll save a path as well. Cryptic on top. You attack, we block. So there's a cryptic on top, there's a cryptic in hand. We are going to break this lock. Sure, whatever. We now have lethal on board. That's something, right? Your one-of zombie token is not exciting anymore. Cryptic on top. Sure. Stop my path. Let's path resolve. I guess he gets another field token. Yeah. Alright, maybe that's not as hard of a lock as what I thought it was. And chump blocking would have been the better line for that turn. We do shuffle a card though. Go to combat. Technically one off lethal here. Tap, return, Mystic Sanctuary. What a surprise. Alright, now we have lethal on just 2 creatures, and we force the shuffle. They don't have to shuffle it here, but then they have their lock interrupted if they don't. Alright, they get the land, they lose Cryptic. Oh wait, they return to Mystic Sanctuary. God damn it, I messed up. Alright. That was stupid. Still battling against a million cryptics here. Cryptic lock, people. Cryptic lock. Snapcaster mages, you only get 8 cryptics. With Mystic Sanctuary, you get infinite. We've ramped our opponent's mana enough now that they can resolve Uro. Okay, that's just bad news. I play this game horribly. I don't know. My head's not in it for magic at the moment, I don't think. I'm not concentrating right. Take 2. Stubborn denial for the win. Alright, whatever. Fuck this game. Not playing it well. Not playing it well at all. Alright, what do we got here to interact with our opponent? Tig, kind of. Not great. Dies to bolt. Rest in peace? No. We got Soul Lanterns. They're okay, I suppose. They'll interrupt it. Lavinia, not very good. It does stop Force of Negation, but it's still not very good. Path, I wouldn't say that Path is a 4 of. At least my auras are pretty decent in this list here. Minus in all that glitters to keep my curve kind of low. Might minus the Griff Burn as well, and just put in my 4th path, leave that in. I haven't got that many auras. Obviously resolving... I'm gonna keep. This is sort of weak against a single counter spell. Resolving like that Curious Obsession game 1 would have probably won it for us as well. Why is that not selecting my creature? Alright, let's fetch Shock the Temple Garden. Pretend we have like 2 spells to play or something. Maybe it means we resolve this one. Pretend we have Stubborn Denial or something. I don't know. Let's try for something. We're in for 2. That's good. So the question is, are we facing a Mana Lake this turn? Does our opponent apply some sort of pressure to the board? Probably not. Terrible draw. Let's go for it. Make him have it. Brilliant. They've got it. Like super land flood. Fucking hell. Remand. Okay, that's not the end of the world. Remand is better than Mana Leak there. Like, it tempos us, they draw a card. It's definitely better though. Triggers on the stack. Goodbye. Get rid of that stupid thing. Don't need to be battling any Uros here. Ramps them like crazy though. Holy cow. Yeah, we draw an aura. That's pretty good. In for 9? Okay, don't mind that. But our opponent's 7. Still, we're like pretending like we have Stubborn Denial here. They saw it in game 1. Try and make them play around it or something. Make their decision making harder. Maybe they'll make an error. Alright, well, they're definitely in the think tank right now, which is good. Obviously, next attack is lethal. They just play a Growth Spiral, looking for some more action, I suppose. Ramping themselves slightly, shocking. They're at 5 mana. Why are they shocking so hard? Just getting a Mystic Sanctuary now, I would assume. But then, what's the target? Getting an island. 5 mana. What are they doing with 5 mana? Hour of Promise? But we just attack and win. Double Field of the Dead. Okay, well, we draw flying and attack and win. Cool. Alright, lucky days. 8 toughness. Weren't getting there without the top deck, so go top deck. Alright. Tig's like also a creature that like soft counters the Cryptic Lock. Just bad against removal. I might bring in 1 Tig for 1 Stalker. Actually, no, I don't want that. It's bad against, like, Aether Gust as well. I don't want to give my opponent more Aether Gust targets. It's a good hand, we keep. Slightly land heavy, but that's okay. Alright, slightly creature heavy now. When I said land heavy, I meant creature heavy. Yikes. I'm like very tired today. Bogle down. Alright, let's Arcane Flight, see if our opponent counters it or anything. Rematch, so that's good. Hallowed Fountain. Play Curious Obsession. Hopefully the Curious Obsession resolves. It does resolve. Okay, that's good. Draw Temple Garden. Okay, well that's thinning the deck for action. Thinning that deck for some action. Uro? Sure, whatever. Have your Uro. Next turn's looking pretty good with Ethereal and Arcane Flight. Lots of aggression on this next turn. Oh, another Ethereal? Man. Better lucky than good, am I right? Holy moly. Attack for 11. Put our opponent to 9. Draw a card. Daybreak? Okay, not bad. Not a bad draw at all. Opponent can obviously Uro here. Go to 13. Die on Crackback. Looks like they're setting up a Cryptic. We lose our Curious Obsession, which sucks, but oh well, whatever. That'll happen, I suppose. Well, this is going into late game, which is not good for us now. Getting down Daybreak is alright. Means if we do get an attack, we'll be okay. Like, very unfortunate not to win match 1 here from that combat skip. That costs us the match. It'll be pretty frustrating. Alright, what can our opponent do here? They can Uro, ramp a land into play, then Cryptic again. Alright, GG's. We get there. Pretty fortunate, I think. Pretty fortunate. Opponent cracking. Wonder if that's GG we win or GG we lose. Now he's got me scared because he's not just conceded. Primeval Titan? Yeah, sure. But we have the flying. So they use this, they get some Field of the Deads. That was what was in their hand. Okay, cool. Well, I'll take it. Very unexpected. I was expecting the worst there with Uro, but a Cryptic control deck that runs Uro and Primeval Titan, that's pretty wild. And Hour of Promise as well. I guess the Hour of Promise makes more sense once you see the Primeval Titan as well. That's fair enough. Get into this one. I'm a very untuned decked. Alright. Up against Parole. Losing the die roll. See what they do. So, like, Curious Obsession was pretty good there. It got us a couple of draws. This sideboard is, like, so questionable right now. I got, like, the Torpor Orbs, which are fine. I normally run Hushbringers at the moment over Torpor Orbs. But, like, Torpor Orb is better if we come up against Kiki Combo. The Deceiver Exarch Kiki Combo, Blue-Red Moon combo thingy. Suppression Field's just kind of dead. Seal of Primordium isn't awful, but I should probably be running Lurrus if I'm running the Seal. I do have enough green targets in my deck for me to run Force of Vigor, so if I'm not running Lurrus, I should probably be running Force of Vigor. Lavinia, I've sort of tested her for a bit. She doesn't seem like very well placed at the moment. I've been testing her on my blue-white Bogles. Damping Sphere, that's probably okay. Tig should be in there in a larger number, though. Yeah, so Suppression Field should come out for extra graveyard hate or Torpor Orb or Teague, one of them. So this is like a Dryad Arbor hand. We're going to throw. Do I even have Dryad Arbor in this deck? Can't remember. No. Alright, we'll keep this one looking pretty good. Bottom Griffspoon. Bottom Arcane Flight. Alright, let's go. Forest into Amulet. Another Amulet deck. Okay. Visible Stalker, not a bad draw. We'll just get the Temple Garden here. Get that on the field. That way we can potentially play our Hallowed Fountain tapped next turn and save 2 life that way. Otherwise, we're messing up our mana or taking 2 extra damage. This also makes our opponent think we're just on green-white as well. So maybe that does something. Probably not. If we draw Force of Negation, we can potentially do a timely counter on a Summoner's Pact. That could be pretty good. That could really mess our opponent up a lot. Alright, we Rancor, we attack. Probably get a land off this Flooded Strand post-combat. Or like, in my opponent's end step, sorry. So, opponent did not end step Windswept Teeth, like crack Windswept Teeth, which is interesting. I think that was maybe a misclick. This turn, they can look to play Dryad of Elysian Grove. If they have 2 lands in hand, they can actually Summoner's Pact out a Dryad of Elysian Grove and then be able to pay for it next turn. Sacred Foundry in tapped. Okay, untap it. Oh, that's right. With Windswept Teeth and Amulet, it's just going to bring him into play untapped anyway, isn't it? Alright, so we're going to crack this Flooded Strand. We'll just get the Temple here untapped. That'll do. Untap. Play the Daybreak. Attack. I might just leave this Hallowed Fountain in hand. Unless I need it, absolutely need it. The life's probably not going to be important if I need to play it. Either I'll win or I won't. Bajuga Bog exiling our graveyard. It's fine. Gets untapped and they pass to our turn. They're just like super unlucky by never drawing a bounce land. I think I probably want to cast a Stalker now. Just in case they do have an explosives, or in case they can chump block out our creature, we want to push that extra damage. Maybe I should play the other Stalker in the turn prior as well. Alright, opponent concedes. So maybe we didn't have to give him that information. Sort of like awkward either way, really. If, ands, or buts. So here, Seal of Primordium is going to be pretty good. I still think Stubborn Denial is pretty decent. Probably all the Glitters being our weakest aura. Visible Stalker's a reasonable creature. Griffspoon's probably our next weakest aura. We've got the Arcane Flights for evasiveness over here. Curious Obsession's pretty powerful. Yeah, let's submit that. I think we risk this hand on the draw. The uptick is extremely high here. We've got Force Interaction for their Summoner's Pact, which might actually just lose them the game on the spot if they go for a greedy Force. And we've got Seal of Primordium as interaction. We get to see 2 cards before we see a land, and then yeah. It's like a pretty greedy kit, but I think it's a reasonable one. Alright, worst creature in the deck to draw right there. It's okay, maybe, hopefully. Temple Garden, sure. What are we doing now? No turn 2. This is like the slowest Amulet deck ever. Oh my god, we draw nothing. Awkward. Discard Scout. It's a dead card in hand. This was Force of Vigor. Scout would be, you know, decent, but it's not. So, Azusa, sure, whatever. So us winning this game is going to be like determining on like Force of Negation being good or not, I'm pretty sure. Flagstones? Wow. They're running Flagstones? Alright, we finally see our mana. Turn 3, better late than never. Play out our Stalker. Seal of Primordium still dead in hand, we can't cast it. So hopefully they go for a Pact here. Looks like they just have it in hand. Okay, well that's... Match still isn't over yet. Let them get their triggers. Lands don't come into play untapped. They will be tapped. We see at least an extra turn. If they get Blast Zone, we might be in a bit of trouble though. Field of the Dead, Valor Court. Okay, we can beat those cards. Take the 1 point of Azusa damage. Good draw. And we'll attack for 5. Always yield. Yes, draw a card. Ethereal Armor in hand. Okay, well we pretty much have the kill next turn. If our opponent doesn't kill us this turn. Oh, Dryad of Lycian Grove off the top. Surely they would have played that a turn earlier, if not. They did turn 3 Azusa, turn 4 Titan. Okay, never mind. That might have been in hand. Might still be alive here, though. Depends how many Valor Courts they have, or if they have any lands in hand as well. I am absolutely chump blocking Azusa here. Holy moly. Why do my Titan opponents keep doing that tonight? That does not seem right. Vesuva, Field of the Dead. 18 damage. Block here, gain 5. I think we're on 1. Skip through these triggers. So we're looking to take 6 damage. If I block the zombie token, I go up to 11. I take 3, 9. So blocking Azusa, I'll take 10, but I'll go up to 11. And I'm dead to any land. Alright, make him have it. Wait, what happened? Plays Flagstones. Okay, so triggers, we die. Gotcha. Alright. Unlucky, unlucky. Well, if we didn't like get stonewalled for a turn by missing land drop off of 2 draws, we would have been okay then. Let's run the same list back. A creature, throw. As a creature, we can keep. Bottom the Seal of Primordium. This isn't the best hand. This would be way better if it was a 1 mana creature. Because then we're just going to be like either not able to cast Daybreak on curve or holding on path at an awkward time. The unblockable is nice. The 2 converted mana cost is okay. The fact it comes into play on turn 2 is not the best. Wonder if our opponent's got a Reclaimer this game. They do. Well, it's definitely worth like killing that thing. Even if it ramps our opponent here. Otherwise they just get perfect mana for the whole game. Like that card is not something I'm interested in playing around with. It like tutors Blast Zone as well, which is really bad for our deck. Draw Daybreak. Okay, well, got some good auras in hand. Any land except Island. We have a really good turn 3. Opponent with the second Reclaimer. Yep. Alright, well that was a wasted path then. Holding up green mana. Sure. Alright, we draw land. That's awesome. I want to get my Hallowed Fountain here for if I draw Force of Negation later on. I want to be able to hardcast that. So an attack for 6 is a good attack. Put our opponent to 13. Opponent has 3 lands and 3 mana in play. Oof. Alright, well that's a pretty good force. Pitching the land turn Timber Symbiosis. Ouch. Well at least we get Rancor back. Daybreak, we have another one in hand. That tempo is like really bad for us though. Opponent plays Flagstones, holds up Reclaimer. Sure. We draw another Rancor. Okay, well at least we're drawing gas. Attack for 6 again. Any effects, opponent. Activate the Reclaimer. I'm sure he's getting Blast Zone. Blast Zone's going to take an extra turn to tick up. It can just active on 1 and make the Daybreak fall to the bin though. So he gets a Sacred Foundry as the plains. As the other land, he is getting Flagstones for value. Is a Blast Zone for interaction. Castle Garenbrig for an early Titan. See what they do. Castle Garenbrig. So we have them dead in 2 attacks, but the problem is I don't think we're going to see 2 attacks. I think we will see 1 attack at the best. If they prime time here, it's not the end of the world. If they have prime time this turn, we don't kill them next turn, then they play Dryad of the Elysian Grove, we're just dead to the Dryad of Elysian Grove. Well, ball's in their court. So let them have it. That's fine. Reclamation Sage. Dude, calm the hell down. See if they go for the Daybreak outright or the Rancor Of course, if they go for the Rancor, Daybreak will fall off anyway. Okay, they know the interaction. Second Rancor in hand's looking really, really awkward right now. Summoner's Pact for Reclamation Sage. How stacked is your hand? You must have the Dryad of Elysian Grove if you're doing that. No? Wow, and we draw another Seachrome because, dude, what's the odds that we get, like, screwed on green auras? Dude, the Rancors are the only green auras in this deck. Drawing all my blue-white lands here. All my green auras. And we've got a very, very sad clock happening right now. Surely you don't have any more interaction and we can just skip to your turn or something and get this match over and done with. So Summoner's Pact happens, opponent has to pay for that. Honestly, I'm not sure how much they can do this turn with so little mana. Dryad of Elysian Grove, there he is. Alright, well, we're in super big trouble now. Ethereal Armor might do it. 5 plus 3 is 9. Ethereal Armor or Daybreak Coroner and we win the match. If not, I very much imagine we lose. We might find some interaction for Dryad of Elysian Grove, maybe. Sweet interaction. It was potentially wrong playing Rancor off the Temple Garden because if I draw Seal of Primordium, I can't cast it, and that's one of my 6 interactive spells. I guess one of my 5 left in the deck. You just dead to the Invisible Stalker? That'd be really nice. They have a Titan, they probably win. If they don't have a Titan, they just lose. Main thing is we've put ourselves in the best position to win the match that we could. Action is a Reclaimer activation. Oh, look at that. There we go. Alright, so we get some lands. Pretty sure Valakut's going to be 1 or 2 of them. If they played a land for turn, no, they've just actived Reclaimer. Okay, opponent concedes. Alright, so we're going to keep this one. Almost want to play the Bogle off blue mana there for swagger, but I forgot. I'd already clicked on the green symbol. Wasn't going to happen. Spy Bluff Canal, is this Storm? Storm with like an end-stepped opt. Alright, let's Curious Obsession. Attack, draw a card, look for a land. Draw an aura. Alright, well, actions on our opponent. No end-step opt. A big feeling like this is just a Baral here. Nothing from our opponent there. Interesting. They're like super far away from casting these Daybreaks as well. Well, Opt is good. It means no Snapcaster Mage, Chump Block, so that's a positive, right? So attack for 3, draw a card. Alright. These white auras are starting to look pretty bad right now. Maybe I should have mulled. Curious Obsession, not all it cracked up to be. This is an Exarch twin deck. After seeing the Cascade Bluffs, it's pretty confirmed there. Get the Hallowed Fountain. See if our opponent's got the counterspell for the Ethereal Armor. If they're spending counterspells on this, usually it's a remand. But if they're spending counterspells on this, it's good because it's not being spent on our path, targeting their Kiki Jiki. Hard counter with Archmage's Charm, sure. So if we don't draw any relevant aura, we can play Bogle second main. Well, this card draw is nice, I will say that much. Rancor? Yeah, sure. Rancor is significantly more damage than a Bogle. I will say, like, having the 11 hexproof creatures here is going to be pretty nice against Twin. Because they can't tap it down with Deceiver Exarch, right? Cryptic tap? Okay, whatever, sure. Second main, just play out the Stalker. Unblockable damage. Curious Obsession falls off. That's probably the only downside to that whole thing. It's done a lot of work for us. It's drawn us 3 cards. The awkward thing right now is we can't cast Daybreak Coronet if we draw the land and hold up path at the same time. We draw Rancor, Slam, attacks. Not casting all that glitters just yet. Another Cryptic. Valakort's Awakening. How many cards is he bottoming here? Five. So he draws 6 cards off that? Wow. Opponent is digging. Opponent now on 5. We can pretty... this can target the Bogle. In the event of our opponent doing Anger of the Gods, exactly. Okay, whatever, remand, sure. That happens. In the event of our opponent doing exactly Anger of the Gods this turn, targeting it on the Bogle will give us a creature to attack with for lethal next turn, where putting it on Invisible Stalker will just make both our creatures go to the graveyard. This goes up to like 4 or 5 toughness, whatever it is. 5 toughness, and then... no, 4 toughness. This one dies. This one's toughness shrinks. They both go to the bin. So, any effects, opponent? Combat, any effects? Second Cryptic? Alright, well. You're slowly running out of Cryptic commands, if that's the line. Sure. So we'll do the same thing. We'll play around the anger. Another hexproof creature, not really what we need. We want mana, really. Another remand, okay. Our opponent's counterspells disappearing. Have you got the combo? How good does Anger of the Gods look right now, actually? Alright, third Cryptic. Snapcaster Cryptic. Alright, we're in Snapcaster territory now. Well, like, there's still no Deceiver X-Arch on the board, so we still just do not need to worry one bit. Like, we're fine. Targeting Cryptic command? You just let me go to attacks, opponent. That's gotta be a mistake. You can bounce the Rancor here and take 5. We'll bounce the Rancor and take 5. Wow, we're very lucky they misclicked. Alright, I'll take it against the twin deck, and we're pretty fortunate we got the Torpor Orbs here. They're very good. Soul Guide Lantern doesn't seem that good to me. Damping Sphere, not very good. Suppression Field, very good. Maybe we want the Seal of Primordiums for Blood Moon, but that's, like, not the best. I feel like Force of Negation's worse than Stubborn Denial. And Griffspoon's pretty weak. I just minus, like, 1 Invisible Stalker. Like, it's a pretty reasonable creature, but it's a turn slower than Bogle or Scout. So, yeah, this looks alright. We've got Stubborn Denials for their Cryptics. We've got Torpor Orbs and Suppression Fields for their Kiki combo. And their Deceiver X-Arch cannot tempo our creatures, so that is another big plus. Turn 1 Scout, turn 2 attack for 4, draw a card. Pending no interaction. If they have interaction, that's upsetting. I guess if we draw a Slippery Bogle, we play that first off the Seachrome Coast, because if we draw a second blue mana source and they remand our Curious Obsession, we're going to want to cast that. Explosives on 1. Sure, whatever. We draw the Slippery Bogle. Not super excited about casting it right now. Play out the Scout. See if our opponent just like pops it during their turn or during combat or something. And then we play the Stalker and make them slightly less happy about things. Rancor. Good aura. I could look to bait the explosives here. Let's just attack. No blocks. If we bait this, we resolve Bogle next turn. That's not bad. Alright, well, let's go for the bait. Wow, that resolves. Okay, whatever. I expected the Kraken response to get rid of Rancor permanently. They just opt instead. Okay. Do they have the second opt, or was that just... Okay, they have the second opt. First opt was a topped card. Second opt is a topped card. Alright. Opponent has some wanted action in hand right now. Alright, we'll just attack for 3. It's not very good pressure right now, but better than playing into explosives. Alright, now we play the Stalker. Hope it resolves. They can just Archmage's Charm off the Cascade Bluffs. Spell Snare, whatever. Sure, you've got it. Are we cracking the explosives? We're still slow rolling the explosives. Okay. Well, I have a lot of hexproof creatures in hand, so when my opponent wants to commit, they can. Spell Snare is a bit frustrating. No Hyena's Umbras is also quite frustrating. Well, explosives is going to be very hard to beat if we don't counter it. Good argument to bring Force back in the sideboarding. Attack for 3 again. Yep. Still no pop. Alright, we'll try for another Stalker. This is our last Stalker. Mana Leak, Remand, sure, whatever. Have your Remand. I don't really care about it. Reflecting Pulse. Her opponent is now at Kiki mana, but they don't have a Deceiver Exarch on the board. They can instant speed it. So we're going to stop casting our Invisible Stalker and start holding up mana for Path. And for Path getting remanded or something. What's the go now, opponent? Finally cracking explosives. Deceiver Exarch, tapping mana. Are we tapping blue mana? Horizon Canopy. Blue mana. Sure. Drawing another Rancor. Yikes. Just in time. And, Attack? No, we can't attack. Pretend we have Path to Exile? I don't know, we just lose this one. Opponent holding Engineered Explosives actually worked out very well for them. The Remand, the Spell Snare, they were both very good for our opponent as well. Do they have the Kiki Jiki? Of course they have the Kiki Jiki. They played this game exactly like they have the Kiki Jiki. Alright, there it is. Concede. Go to sideboarding. And Explosives makes me want Force of Negation more. I don't want Gadok Tig. Maybe trim on Arcane Flights. Maybe trim on one of them, one Rancor. I still want a decent amount of blue cards in my deck to pitch to Force. Rancor's a good clock, but bad against Aethergust or bad in multiples because our mana's pretty tight. Alright, so hand here has Scout, Perfect Mana, Suppression Field. Sweet, we keep. I'm just going to turn 2, jam this Suppression Field. Lead on Forest and use our Flooded Strand to get Hallowed Fountain. It's bad against exactly Spell Snare playing this. I mean, if he has it, he has it. Like, oh, that's such a good draw though. Alright. Let's play out the Curious Obsession Rancor. I changed my mind after drawing Curious Obsession. It's a really good card, really good effect. Opponent can always like remand a different spell and then we can resolve the suppression field afterwards. Sure, whatever. No turn 1 explosives, which is nice, right? For another Bogle, that's pretty dead. Okay, what's our opponent got now? 2 mana. Nope, playing something. Cleansing Wildfire, sure, whatever. We switched off blue cards if we fetch planes, but we switched off Daybreak, which is in hand if we fetch white. I mean, let's get the planes. Let's play with what we've got. Force right on time now. They got their own Force of Negation. They'll certainly cast it. They do not. Alright, that's good. Get in for 4. Deal some damage. Draw a card. Hopefully we draw a First Strike Aura so we can play around stuff. Well, it's a First Strike Aura. It's not the one I'm looking for. Play around chump blockers like Deceiver Exarch. But yeah. No go. Alright, it's on to our opponent. If they play anything big, we've got Force and Negation. Alright, that's a pretty dead spell. Let's go for the Daybreak Coronet here. See what happens. Reflecting Pool, Cascade Bluffs, all of that. Spell Snare's a card. Let's attack into a Snapcaster Mage. I don't have much of a choice. I've got another creature in hand. I've now got another blue card for Force. Alright, here's the Snapcaster Mage. Well, fortunately it's not like the most efficient use of Snapcaster Mage. And we can just reload, so it's not the blowout for us. Obviously it'd be nice not to lose the tempo of all our auras. Curious Obsession's done enough work to replace itself though, right? I have to stack these triggers? What? Okay, whatever. Rancor to hand, draw a card, sure. Flooded Strand? Sweet, land. Land that costs 2 extra to crack. We can now Rancor into Daybreak, which gets around the chump blocker thing. We also have Path Interaction, that's not bad. So if we Daybreak here, we can't attack. If we hold up Path, we play around Snapcaster Mage, Chump Block, and Remand, because we can cast Path twice. I don't really like playing Daybreak here, to be honest, but then Path is better suited for Kiki than for our opponent's stuff. Although Kiki is not an issue because Suppression Field. Cryptic, counter, and what are they doing? Bouncing Suppression Field would be my guess. Yeah. Crack this one, get blue mana. Fuck, my mana is awkward. This Temple Garden should be a Hallowed Fountain. Take some damage, play an aura while we can. Cool, it resolves. Alright, now we're just dodging Engineered Explosives off the top. Oh wow, some clickbait. Sweet, love me some clickbait. How do I Get rid of all that. Yeah, cool. That's gone. Good. Deceiver Exarch. During my turn. Sure. What are you targeting? You can't target my creature. You can untap your own land. I don't really think that that helps you though. Unless you're holding up Force of Negation. Right, so we start off by attacking. Now our mana's like awkward again because we can't bloody cast 3 white spells. Snapcaster Mage, Spell Snare. That's pretty good. Well, opponent's on 1. I mean, I'll let them have this. We have Path to Exile in response. As long as they don't have exactly Spell Pierce, like mana into Kiki Spell Pierce, like this, that would be 3 exact cards. I'd need land, Kiki Jiki, and to draw Spell Pierce. Or Kiki Jiki Spell Pierce, draw the land. So it need to be... Yeah, alright, opt, that's fine. We have flying, so our opponent can't jump block our Bogle either. Any attacks, opponent? No attacks. Well, in the interest of mana efficiency, I think I want to kill this Exarch now. If opponent has Cryptic, he has to play it to tap our board. Torpor Orbs, more hate. Alright, sweet. I like it. What do we got in response? A flying chump blocker? I still deal lethal damage. Can Petty Theft chump block? That doesn't work. Archmage's Charm, gain control of my Arcane Flight. This doesn't work because it still stays attached to my creature. The only interaction where this works is it shrinks my ethereal armors. That's about it. So like even then, even if he gains control of it, like what's he doing? Is it going onto his Snapcaster and then he chump blocks for an appropriate amount of damage? No, like I don't get that line. Alright, doesn't matter though, because we deal lethal, we get there. Even if you did, I can play block on... Yeah, I can play Path on the creature, exactly. Up against Garci LP with a Lurus deck. Alright, no creature, we throw. No land, we throw. And we keep. Oh, this is like a really bad keep, actually. Holy crap, I should have looked at this further. Alright, well, I might just bottom Bogle and Force. There's likely a prowess deck, so we can conserve some life total, play out an unblockable creature, and then hope to draw auras. And just like not help our opponent reduce their life total for the Death Shadow. Then Flea went to bed, and I didn't want to play with 3 random idiots in our team. Yeah, no joke, man. No joke. Oh, is this going to be Thoughtseize? I really hope it's a Swift Spear. Dude. Absolutely savage. Normally these prowess decks run on Swift Spear on turn 1. This is like super unfortunate here. They take Path? Wow. Alright. Alright, I'll take it. Land that doesn't hurt me? Scout. Well, I'll take the Invisible Stalker over the Scout. I do think I need to take 2 points of damage there, unfortunately. Likely what this means is our opponent has the other discard spell in hand. They're going to take the second Path this turn. And like a random Stalker is just not going to be hard for them to deal with. What the hell is their hand to take Path? Yeah, good question, man. Good question. What the hell is our hand? Well, I think we can safely assume they have Death Shadow right now. They've got Tarmogoyf in this build. They're gonna have Skyclaves as well. Maybe they're not running the Monastery Swift Spear. I mean, I'll just take damage from Tarmogoyf right now. It's not going to be the biggest issue if the game continues. Definitely Shadow is a higher priority target. Yeah, post-combat Monastery Swift Spear. Yeah, right, man. And another Tarmogoyf. Well, at this point, I'll path one of the Tarmogoyfs. It looks pretty dire. Maybe rip, like, Curious Obsession into Daybreak or something. Look at how well I'm drawing, man. Great mulligans, great draws, destroyed by an Inquisition, kind of, maybe. Well, I guess we just take any chump block now with our crappy creatures. We're still 3-1 with the deck at the moment, man. I went to click on Bant Spirits, and I accidentally clicked on this one. So, focus some damage by blocking the Tarmogoyf. So my land base and my sideboard are not optimal right now, and we're 3-0. Like, and I'm sleepy and misplaying a crap ton. If Lee didn't hear me before as well, I did thank her for the follow. Lurus to hand, play Lurus, play Scourge. There's the Scourge. Right on time, make things... Oh, fuck off, man. Fuck off. Opponent had everything and we had nothing. Go team. Alright, ley lines are good. Soulguide lanterns are good. Think she heard you? Okay, sweet, man. Glad to hear that. Alright, here's the next big question, Alex. What are we taking out? We need to take out 6 cards. Force of Negation is like 2 for 1ing myself, which isn't great. Stalker is a turn 2 creature, which isn't great. It is unblockable though, which is really good. We do have 5 flying effects though, and Rancor to trample over the top, so we do have a lot of effects there. Maybe Stubborn Denial comes out as well. Because Path is as good as like a Stubborn Denial, right? Maybe Soulguide Lantern is just greedy. Yeah, Soulguide Lantern's probably greedy. And we'll leave in like a Stubborn Denial. Alright, let's go with that. Counters are probably not that great. Alright, so we have no blue mana and we only have 1 mana in hand. We throw this, unfortunately. This is good. We keep. And we bottom a Scout. The only bad thing about this hand is it does deal a lot of damage to us. Rip win less, I guess, then. Yeah, man. Big problem winning matches with an unpolished deck list. And while being sleepy and playing bad. So many big rips. Mish's Bobble targeting himself. Alright, maybe he does not have the Thoughtseize. Maybe it's Maybelline. Alright, he's got the Thoughtseize as well. Thoughtseize isn't that good because we have Curious Obsession Ethereal. If he takes the Ethereal Armor here, we can't play both Curious Obsessions this turn. He takes a Curious Obsession like a monkey. Okay, sweet. Like, obviously the card draw is good and bad for him to deal with, but like, I can't cast both of them. It's not a thing. Alright, well, jam some auras, attack, gain some life. Well, attack, draw some cards, sorry. Gaining life comes later. Rancor? Oh, it's a good, really good card. Is my opponent high? Yeah, I don't know, man. Apparently he hates tempo. Or he wants me to help lower his life total. I don't know. I mean, he could well be high, man. You and I both know a lot of people that smoke weed and play this game. any aura and attack. At what point do you think my opponent's gonna rage quit? What a beautiful hand we've got here. Whoa, attack for 8. Opponent's either dead or loses their death shadow, and we go up to 23. That is an aura. That's one hell of an aura, man. Alright, now all their Scourge of the Skyclaves are turned off, and they're in chump blocking mode. Opponent can't make us discard any more spells either, so there's that. No Tama Grip. Alright, so jump block for another turn, opponent. Gonna start attacking wide with this 1/1 Slippery Bogle. Yeah, I don't see a world where the Shadow player wins this match now. Maybe Assassin's Trophy, like a good Assassin's Trophy with a chump block. Alright, opponent concedes. Bargain. What do we decide? Counterspell's not the best, probably the creature better? I don't know. I'm not in love with Stalker. It's a pretty awkward creature. It's on the same list. Whatever. We'll have like 5 evasive effects, 5 counterspell. It's a shame. Our auras are sweet. The Leyland's good. Just 1 creature, and that'd be like a really strong keep. And yeah, this is a really strong keep. Sweet. Bottom Forest. Oh, wait a minute. This is not like a super good keep because our opponent can just Thoughtseize us to death. I guess I just bottom a Curious Obsession. Alright, pray for no Thoughtseize. Bauble targeting himself. Overgrown Tomb. Okay, so definitely Thoughtseize. Rip. Thoughtseize bug. Boggle on top. Oh, mate. Can I get a capper in chat? Holy moly. May need the health for an Arbor if you need one. I don't think I'm running a Dried Arbor in this list, actually. I think I'm running like 19 lands and no Dried Arbor. That is a classic emote, mate. Elion 8. Renin 6? Rip Curious Obsession off the top. It's a pretty bad draw. Guess we Curious Attack, look to draw a card, and maybe draw a different land, play a different aura, attack them, ignore the Renin 6 because who cares about Renin 6? Renin 6 is a distraction. So we also need to be attacking to draw another white source so we can play our Daybreak Coronet. So very likely next turn we're going to play Ethereal Armor. My opponent's best play is Tarmogoyf or Scourge. We can still attack into it. Scourge. Okay. So they need to like Lightning Bolt me for... Okay. But we're still bigger currently until they buff their Scourge. So we need to draw a land. Rip. Man, that basic forest is so bad. So unbelievably bad. Because now we'll just activate Pete land, damage himself. Oh, wait, no, this is okay. Uh-oh, what interaction does he have? How does he deal damage to me? He doesn't? He just stops me from drawing a card. Okay, that's not too bad. That's the best my opponent's got. I'm pretty happy. Cycle Peatland. Man. This guy kept this hand off the strength of 1 Thoughtseize. Alright, take your pick. Thoughtseize or Curious... Daybreak Coronet or Curious Obsession. Takes the Daybreak. Opponent likes me drawing 2 cards every attack. That's interesting. Very interesting. Right on time. Alright, so... I guess I shrink Renin 6. Maybe attack him. Draw a card. Alright, not bad. Draw a card. Not bad. Okay. Yes, yeah, now that I know we're drawing Arcane Flight, I wish I attacked his Renin 6 with a Scout. I think we're okay though, like... You need Shadow plus Thoughtseize. And then... Cycling Peatland? Okay, we're in a good spot here. We are in a very good spot here. Alright. GG. Okay, go team, bad Bant list. Alright, match 5 here. Let's go. Lost the die roll. On the draw. No creature. Alright, we throw. Throw this hand, look for a better one. Fur MTG, no creature, throw. Alright, we have a creature, we keep. Guess bottom, the Stubborn Denial, the Curious Obsession, we can't cast either of them. It's a pretty good 5 though. Sunbait Canyon. Goblin Guide. Alright, we're versing Boros Burn. This has got to be a pretty reasonable matchup for us. Not amazing, but reasonable. Griff's Boon on top. That's a good aura. Looking to dodge the ley line. The fact we're 3 colors, we do take a bit more damage from our land base. Opponent's taking a bit of damage from theirs now though. Looks like they've missed the land drop as well. Curious Obsession on top. Jig's up. They know what's up. What do you like here, Alex? Shock or don't shock? Sort of important. Alright, I'm just going to aggro it because they missed a land drop. Yeah, shock. Alright, you're in agreement with me. That's good. Yeah. Would you have done that if they didn't miss a land drop and our life total was like 3 lower? Probably not. Or Lava Spike? Sure. Another Lava Spike. They take some damage off it. Attack for 5. Daybreak or Ethereal for the win. Rancor. Rancor's some damage. I don't know if it's enough. Dude. Ethereal Armor would have been so much sweeter. Ugh. The power of the play. Alright. Alright, so go to sideboarding. Alright, so sideboard wise, we've got these beautiful little ley lines over here. They come in. And our counter spells, I don't actually mind. Our creatures, I don't mind. Path is sort of maybe medium. Maybe we can go down on like... Down on 1 path, I reckon. Down on Force. Leave in the Stubborn Denial. Stubborn Denial is good because Deflecting Palm as well. And then I guess we just minus either a Stalker or Griffspoon. Yeah, we'll minus a Griffspoon. Go with that. I'm gonna shock turn 1 because I'm gonna have to shock turn 2 to play Ethereal Armor anyway. And if we draw white mana, it's gonna be better to play double Ethereal Armor rather than just 1. So pretty good hand. Double Ethereal Armor, turn 1 creature, and a 3rd aura is probably good too. Yeah. Definitely not complaining. Show me Razor Verge or a Secret Curse, please. Yes! Oh my god, yes. Just in case they have Eidolon, we play both here, but we're pretty much going to get the win when we resolve Daybreak Coronet. Stalker's a dead draw, but that doesn't matter. Opponent attacks 2. Reveals. Leyline of Sanctity. There he is. Ready to do some action, Leyline. Well, opponent can Skullcrack here. They can Wear Tear as well. I guess we make them have it. Deflecting Palm, worst case scenario, and we pretty much lose. Skullcrack. Okay, well, still in the race. Triple Bolt and we lose. Need land and Triple Bolt effect. GG. Alright, who needs blue mana? Triple Boros Charm. Holy smokes. Alright, it was slightly too good for them there. I think maybe on the draw, Force is a bit better. Stalker's a bit worse. Bring the Path. Might remove the All That Glitters as well, and we'll go with that. Alright, so mulliganing to 6 because this doesn't have life gain, doesn't have Leyline. The lands are painful. Alright, doesn't want me to mulligan there. Alright, it's registered. Canopy, Daybreak, Leyline. Alright, sweet, keep. We'll keep the poster boy Bogle. We'll bottom the Scout. Leyline in play. Opponent going to help me to my lands? No, I want Goblin Guide. Stop it, opponent. This isn't fair. Land? Dude. Give me land. Come on. It's like isn't guaranteed because Wear Tear just blows up Leyline for 1 mana. And Horizon Canopy deals us a lot of damage. Eidolon? Rolling Vortex. Okay, sure, whatever. So Rolling Vortex, Alex, beginning of each player's upkeep, it deals 1 damage to that player. And you can sack it to make your opponents not gain life for a turn. Brick on land again. Sweet. Attack. 3. There's over 3 turns. This is going to deal 3 damage to us, and it's basically a 2 mana lightning bolt. Like a good old Skullcrack. Fun card, yes, super fun, man. We had to put up with what's the red-green one that deals damage every time a player casts a non-creature spell, and then they can sack it to destroy a non-creature spell and deal 2 damage to that that permanent's controller. Like significant improvement and power creep on Destructive Revelry, which we used to know as being the answer. And the opponent is just stalling, so that's something maybe. Alright, opponent's not too happy about the Leyline. Rolling Vortex, damage, land. I guess make them have it. The Leyline won me. I guess this person doesn't, English might not be their first language. Yeah. We can be attacking into like a Wear Tear, but then we can reload on our other Scout. Opponents can't gain life this turn, so opponent can still tear. No tear? Okay, sweet. We're in a really good spot now. Daybreak for the win next turn. Sweet, that's the 5-0. Holy crap. Bad deck list and all. We'll reveal our hand to our opponent. He's revealed his to me. Spike Bolt, Helix, Double Skewer, and Skullcrack. Dang. So, anti-life game, but no anti-Leyline. I think that's like a decent keep from our opponent, but not quite optimal. So, like here. So I've decided I don't really like Lavinia. Gadok Teague can be an extra. Suppression Field, I'm not really running those at the moment. These should probably be Force of Vigors. And 3 to the sideboard. Sword Guide Lanterns, like, pretty not necessary. I don't actually mind this being Torpor Orb instead of Hushbringer at the moment. It's in my green-white list at the moment. Heroic Interventions. Oh, right, so that's what I'm missing, Heroic Intervention. Yeah, Heroic Intervention's worth playing because of all the Blast Zones. So I'm running like 2 Heroic Interventions over here, minus the Damping Sphere, the Soul Guide Lanterns, and I have pretty much my green-white. Yeah, thanks, Glitch. Appreciate it. Pretty much my green-white list there. So display, pile view. How are we fixing this deck or modifying this deck, tuning it? So we've got counter magic here. Removal there. Creatures here. One mana auras, 2 mana auras. Alright, any thoughts on how to improve the deck, Glitch? I know you play a decent amount of Modern. Actually, you know what's missing? And what definitely needs to be played at the moment? Staggering Insight. That's a definite needs to be played. Probably as a 2 of in this list. And then our weak cards are like All That Glitters and Griffsburn. And Heroic Intervention we probably need as a 3 of in the sideboard. Minusing either a Force or a Gadok Teague. I'll minus a Force. Because if we've not got Totem Armor, we need Heroic Intervention, right? Really strong. It's proven like much better than what I thought it was going to be. Basic Forest seems pretty weak to me here as well. I think we can minus that for a fast land. So I add in an extra Razor Edge Thicket, I think. And that's about as greedy as the deck can get. Alright, sweet. Well, we've got an updated list here, which is pretty strong. Actually, Waterlogged Grove can come out and I'll play an extra Horizon Canopy. Double blue. Yeah, sweet. Alright, there it is. Yeah, you don't feel like the glitters were needed. Well, not when you're drawing so many cards. Now we've got extra card draw. We've got the extra life game. I might actually play some more games with this deck now that it's actually won me a trophy. That's pretty impressive, right? Alright, thanks everyone for watching. I'm going to finish up the video here and finish up the stream as well. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to let me know down below. If you're new, be sure to subscribe for daily content like this on Twitch. Be sure to follow if you want to see me play 2-3 times a week. Jamming some spirits, some goblins, decks like that. That's what I'm about. Thanks all for watching once more. I'll see you next time. Cheers. Okay, so Alex and I have spent a little bit of time theory crafting the deck. Or the new configuration of the deck, the more optimal configuration of the deck, following that 5-0 league that we just had. So this is the list that we have come up with. So firstly, the creature base is unchanged. We've still got the 8 1-mana hexproof creatures and the 3 invisible stalkers. Aura base is pretty similar. We're running the same core, so we're running the same 4 Ethereal Armor, the same 4 Arcane Flight, the same 4 Curious Obsession, the same 4 Rancor, same 4 Daybreak Coronet. Now we've got 3 Staggering Insights in there as well. So the Staggering Insights are taking the place of the 1 of Griffsburn, the 1 of All That Glitters, and 1 of the 2 Stubborn Denials. Obviously we're in Bant, so the deck's a little bit weaker. To things like Burn, like it's dealing that bit of extra damage to itself, so life gain makes a lot of sense, right? A lot of sense. Alright, so another problem is we have tackled the land base as well, and we think we've come up with the most optimal land base for a Bant colored deck of this description. So I have gone out and I've purchased a few extra lands. So I got the 4th Flooded Strand, so we're now running 4 Flooded Strands, 4 Windswept Teeth still. I've also got the 3 Mana Confluence here, so they're going to be really important. I'm going to get back into that in a little bit. Alright, so there's a good chance that we're going to be wanting to cast Force of Negation, like hard cast it at some points during the game. So I found it, or I thought that it would be really, really important to have 2 sources of Hallowed Fountains in the deck, so we can always fetch 2 of them given the chance, always get access to double blue in those scenarios. Okay, outside of that, we've got the 1 of Temple Garden. Green's pretty important, but it's not that important. Like, it casts our 8 1-mana creatures. Blue also casts 1 of them, so it's not required to cast the other one. And it also casts our 4 Rancor. Main deck, outside of that, there's not very much green. We don't need a big splash on green. We've got a bit more in the sideboard, so we don't want to trim down on it super hard, but main deck, not that much green. So we've also got the 1 of Breeding Pool. So the purpose of Breeding Pool is mostly so if you have a 1 land hand with a fetch land and a Glade Cover Scout and Curious Obsession. I want to be able to cast Glade Cover Scout, cast a Curious Obsession, attack, draw. So you're in a Mana Light hand. I want to be able to draw out of that Mana Screw with card draw, right? So that's the main reason the Breeding Pool's in there. I don't love it, but I think in those corner cases, it's going to be pretty useful. 1 Razorverge Thicket in here. Just as a green-white source that does not deal damage to us. 1 Horizon Canopy as a Horizon land. I'd like more Horizon lands, but I don't really think that the mana base can sustain it. So Mana Confluence, obviously, it's a land. It can tap for any color that we want, but it deals a damage to us. So it's not too dissimilar to Horizon Canopy, and you tap it for mana, it deals damage to you. The main downside is you can't cycle it to draw a card. Can't pay 1 mana, tap it to draw a card. And that's, that's okay. I think it's going to be really helpful with the deck. As I said, we're going to be taking a bit more damage. So Staggering Insight, the extra life gain, going to be very helpful to keep us in there. We've also got 1 basic plains and 1 basic island. I don't really think we want forest. I think that's a bit greedy. So overall, we have got access to 3 lands that don't cast Glade Cover Scout here. See, the 2 Hallowed Fountains, sorry, and the island. We have then got access to lands that don't tap for blue. We've got access to Plains, Horizon Canopy, and Temple Garden. So only 3 lands there. So pretty consistent mana base, I think. This is what I'm going to be trying next time. Sideboard wise, we've updated it. It resembles very much our green-white sideboard. So of course we got Heroic Intervention here. So the reason why I think Heroic Intervention is going to be important is because we don't have Totem Armor. Our Curious Obsessions are essentially replacing our Totem Armors, our Hyena Umbras. Our Archon Flights are pretty much replacing our Griff Spoons. We want those cards, obviously, because Curious Obsession draws us cards. Arcane Flight, we want it because it can pitch to Force of Negation if we need it to. It also adds an extra toughness point, which could be useful against Anger of the Gods, Fire Spout, Plague Engineer, whole host of cards that we do see regularly in Modern when we play. So yeah, Heroic Intervention is a must-have in the sideboard to stop yourself from getting blown out against Wrath effects. I can't stress that enough. Of course, we've still got Gadok Teague for these big Manatron decks, some control decks as well. We've got Torporob. So I've moved off of Kiki, off of Hushbringer for now because Kiki is in the metagame, right? How bad is Hushbringer against Kiki? Torporob, you resolve it. They can't lightning bolt your Torporob. It's going to stay on the board. So it's really important. I think the fact that the Kiki deck is actually starting to improve in popularity gives a lot of merit into bringing Torporob back in. Obviously, if you're versing a white deck with Skyclave Apparition that also has Thalia, you're going to be mana constrained on getting your Torporob out, potentially, particularly when you're on the draw. That's a downside. I think it's almost a worthwhile downside. I'm willing to take it. You're welcome to go Hushbringer or the unnamed to Catley that nobody really cares about anymore. So Force of Vigor still for artifacts and enchantments, and the ley lines for discard and burn. So overall, I think it's pretty clean, pretty tidy list. I'm going to be pretty excited to test it again in another league. And yeah, I really hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the 5.0 and the list update. I'll be doing at least another video or two on this, testing it out, seeing if it's actually any good or if we just fluked it, because the list we took in this list league was pretty unpolished. I have a feeling we fluked that 5.0, but hopefully this list more consistent and we can get good results from it in the future. So now we're finishing up. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Yeah, again, let me know what you think. Other than that, if you're new, subscribe for daily Bogle content and ring the bell for more. Thanks once more. I'll see you next time.